Most fitness influencers give you the same old advice. Calories in, calories out, eat less, move more, go to the gym, go work out. But you already know this already. And you haven't been able to make much progress, have you? And why is that? It's because your inner world is chaos, and it's misaligned with who you want to become and who you need to become in order to achieve your goals. You see exercise as hard. You see dieting as impossible. You see yourself as a failure. Then no wonder it feels like you have everything against you. It feels like you're trying to paddle upstream with a plastic oar, you have a leaky raft, and you just can't move forward. No wonder it feels like that. This video is going to help you understand how to make fat loss easy as fuck. It's not standard advice that you'll typically find on the internet, and it will actually help you out. So yeah, I'm going to talk about 3 key things that's going to change your life. So yeah, let's get into it. So for the first point, survival bias and cognitive biases. I want you to understand both of these have a major part to play in your life and is a key component in why you struggle to lose weight. Because our bodies have evolved from apes, and our bodies are hardwired to live in those times. We haven't evolved to live like the modern man, let's be honest. You think where our bodies are designed to consume all this fucking screen time and all this shit like that? No. Our brains, our bodies have evolved to be apes, to be hunter-gatherers out in the wild. And how does this actually affect us? Loss aversion is basically the tendency that we humans have to act more in order to avoid loss than to acquire equivalent gains. Basically, losing feels worse than gaining feels good. We will value preventing us from losing something than in order to actually gain something. How does this actually relate to weight loss then? Well, you don't want to lose junk food. You don't want to lose video games or comfort, even though you have that right now. Even though you know in the back of your head, you'd gain confidence, you'd gain a better dating life, and you'd have more energy. But since you value the loss more, you don't want to lose what you already have. You don't want to lose the video games. You don't want to lose the comfort. You already have that. You don't want to lose it. Because, again, we're wired to not want to lose. And then the equivalent gain just doesn't seem as valuable. And there's also something called the present bias, where we act more in order to serve our needs now than in order to serve our needs in the future. We're basically saying, fuck you, future Jacob, and just rewarding ourselves now with instant pleasure. Because, and again, it's rooted in the survival bias. Because our brains have evolved to survive. Our brains have evolved to avoid loss. This bias stems from, what do you think? So, we're out in the wild, we have some storage of meat, and we could possibly, if we go out, we could gain a bit more, or someone else could probably come in and steal the meat or something like that. What is more important to you? Losing the current meat or gaining a bit more meat? Of course, you're going to value not losing the meat, because if you lost your current food stores, you're going to die. So we have evolved to value the loss more, because if we lost, we die. But gaining would be nice, but it's nowhere near as valuable as the loss. And so yeah, basically, I just want you to keep things like this in the back of your head, that a lot of what you do is pre-programmed for you to survive. Doing a bunch of research on cognitive biases is very interesting, and evolutionary psychology. Very interesting. And you'll find that a lot of what we do and a lot of what's stopping you is because of 2 main reasons. We have evolved to survive, and we have evolved to reproduce. That is all. And you'll find basically a lot of the shit we do is because of those 2 things. So yeah, anyway. Because your thoughts around weight loss and how you view yourself around weight loss is holding you back immensely. This is also a lesson with anything in life. If you think you can't achieve something, guess what? You're not going to be able to. If you think you can achieve a high-level, top-level physique, you can. If you think... It's almost like in dating. There are so many people who reject themselves before they even let the girl reject them. If you think in your mind that you're not worthy, you're not going to be worthy. I'm just telling you to think positively. Look, it is possible to achieve and maintain a good physique. If you believe you can. I know it probably sounds too good to be true, but if in the back of your head you're like, I'm not the type of person that can, I don't believe I can, you're going to self-sabotage. And you're going to realize, and you're going to act in a way that is in alignment with that. If you believe you're a shy person, how are you going to act at a party? You're going to act shy because you believe that about yourself. If you believe you're going to fail at weight loss, what are you going to do? You're going to fail at weight loss. You're going to binge on some food. You're going to self-sabotage. You're going to do the shit that you didn't say you want to do. It's like, imagine two people giving a presentation at a school. So, public presentation, public speaking, everyone hates it. Imagine person one, before the presentation, he's visualizing the worst case scenario. He's visualizing it going awful, everyone laughing at him. He's getting like tight knots in his stomach, he can't think, and he feels like shit. He goes up and he gives an awful presentation because he feels like shit, he's anxious, he can't speak, he can't think. That's person one. Person two, he's visualizing the best case scenario, it going well, him being confident, and he feels strong. How do you think that's going to react? How do you think he's going to go? It's just like this presentation for fat loss. If you say to yourself over and over again, I hate exercise, I hate exercise, I hate eating healthy, this is awful, I hate this situation. How do you think you're going to react? Your body and everything is going to, again, that paddling upriver analogy of earlier. That's what happens when you do that and think like that. To solve this, I want you to begin catching yourself out. So when you have thoughts like, I hate this, I don't want to be here, I don't want to do this, I hate this, any negative thought around fat loss, around doing the things that you know you need to do, catch those thoughts out and replace them with, I want to be here. Just scream inside your head, because you can't have two like corresponding thoughts at the same time. You can't simultaneously say, I love exercise, this is awesome, I'm enjoying this, and I hate exercise, this is awful, I want to go home. You can't simultaneously hold those thoughts in your head. If you consciously say to yourself, I love this, that type of shit, that's going to slowly ingrain into your identity, and then it's going to make it easier. So yeah, change your thoughts and you'll manage to make fat loss much easier on yourself, man. And for the third point, I want you to change your automatic behaviors. You know how many behaviors and routines we have that are habitualized, that we do without thinking? Like right now, think about yourself driving. How do I use the steering wheel? Do I step on gas? How do I automatically look at the mirror? When do I do that? Or when you're brushing your teeth, do you think, how do I brush my teeth? How do I walk? You don't think about any of this shit because it's automatic. And that's what we have to do for exercise and being a healthy person. We have to make, like, exercise, being a healthy person, we have to make this automatic. We have to make it second nature to you. Because at that point, it's literally impossible not to have lost fat. Because it's just who you are now. You've changed your identity to someone who is in shape. And to do this, we have to make the unconscious conscious. So, to do this, I want you to autistically audit your day. So, what are you doing at each minute of the day? Honestly, sit down with a fucking pen and paper and audit your day. Because if you do that, you'll realize, okay, wake up, I jack off, and then I eat some food. Oh, okay, that's not conducive to my goal. I have fucking, okay, let's work to change that. And to do that, do one thing at a time. You're not going to make any substantial change by changing lots of things at once. You can only do it one thing, one time. So say, honestly, you're addicted to porn, watch 7 days a week, and it's ruining your life. And it's making exercising, working out so much harder, okay? Just worry about that. Don't worry about anything else. Just focus on the one thing. And then I want you to use a strategy to actually quit porn in this example. It'll work for anything else. So progressive overload, gym term used for basic progression. This will circle around, just give me a sec. So a new person goes to the gym, you wouldn't expect them to bench 140 kilos. No, you get them on the bar. And then maybe next week, 25, week after that, 30. Basically just progressing linearly over a period of time in order to let the muscles adapt. And in that same way, we're letting your body adapt to lessening how many times you do the habit or building the habit over time. So how do you think we're going to use this in order to quit porn? So 7 days right now. 7 days porn. What do you think? What do you think using progressive overload? So week 1. How many times do you think we should watch porn? Go with 6 times. So from what we normally do, 7 down to 6. That's pretty reasonable. You can manage that. Week 2. What do you think I'm going to say? 5 times. Week 3. What do you think I'm going to say? 4 times. And then it just continues on. This is a fucking awesome strategy because it gives your time, your nervous system, time to actually adapt. And you're going to make breaking any habit so much easier doing this. And just a little side note, for the automatic behaviors, I would choose the behavior that's contributing to your fat loss the most. So give it a minute's thought, give it some 10 minutes, give it some thought. What is contributing to your fat loss the most? You're jacking off and you have no energy to do anything after that? Then it's work to fix that. Is your environment fucked up and there's constantly junk food everywhere? Let's fix that. Figure out what the current constraint is, the biggest thing, and then use this little analogy to stop it. And at some point in your weight loss journey, it doesn't have to be immediately, because it might just be too much for you to do at once. I want you to implement a meditation practice. Why do we want to meditate? Okay. Well, you know how I mentioned catching our thoughts out earlier? We have to change our thoughts and replace them with the better thoughts. You know how I mentioned changing that routine, the habit, changing our habits around to do whatever is more conducive to our goals? If we meditate, we become more self-aware. We become more able to catch ourselves out in the moment. Like literally, I was working earlier and I was about to click off, go onto YouTube and do something fucking stupid. Guess what? Since I meditate, I noticed myself about to do that. And I was just like, okay, no, let's not do that. Just because I meditated. If I didn't meditate at that point, I would have scrolled off. I would have been done. I would have been useless. I would have got distracted. If you think, okay, you're about to go binge eat food, you're now more self-aware that my body is feeling like I'm about to binge. Okay, fuck. Let's calm down. Let's just sit here. Let's figure something out. You're more self-aware. You're more able to control yourself. A big part of fat loss is being able to control your emotions. And what does meditation do? It helps you out immensely at controlling your emotions. Okay, so hopefully I've convinced you to fucking start meditating sooner rather than later, but yeah. How do we actually meditate to get all the benefits? Very fucking simple. Sit down, take a deep breath to start, and then I just want you to breathe, release conscious control over your breathing, and just focus on your breathing. So breathing in, out, and then as soon as you notice that your thoughts are now on something else, that you've thought about fucking literally anything else, bring your conscious awareness back to your breathing. So literally just focusing on your breathing, you notice you lose conscious control over your breathing, and then you bring it back. And the point of it is, let's liken it to like a video game, and you get like meditation, mindfulness XP every time you bring the awareness back to your breath. You get like 1 mind XP. So every time you bring your awareness back, you're getting better at it. So quick summary, I want you to understand the survival bias. A lot of what we do is for survival, reproduction. We have cognitive biases developed because we've evolved from apes, and we have evolved to be very efficient in the way we do things. And then I want you to change your thoughts. If you think you can't lose weight, you're not going to be able to lose weight. So let's replace those with better thoughts. If you think, oh, fucking exercising is shit, that is not going to be conducive to what you want. And then I want you to change your automatic behaviors. If you notice you do a habit every single day that isn't conducive to what you want, let's slowly work to change it with that progressive overload example. And then let's get a meditation practice in. That will help you out immensely. And yeah, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe. Helps me out a lot. Bye.